At the company party, my husband humiliated and kicked me in front of his mistress and all his friends, thinking I'd stay quiet, but my next move left him begging for mercy in front of them all. His $3,200 Italian loafer cracked my rib in front of 300 Manhattan elites. The champagne flute in my hand exploded against the plaza's Carrara marble, crystal shards scattering like the last of my illusions. I tasted copper beneath the crimson lipstick I'd applied for him. Camden Tatum, my husband, the visionary CEO, laughed, drunk on Dom Perignon and his own myth. Oops, looks like the dead weight's in the way again. The room froze. Jasmine Rivers, the red dress viper now perched on Camden's arm, smiled like she'd just won the lottery. I pressed silk to the fire blooming under my left breast and smiled back. Game on. 6 months earlier, I'd still believed in fairy tales. Camden swept into my life 3 years ago. Green eyes, Harvard degree, a pitch deck that promised the moon. He never asked where the seed money came from. Truth? My grandmother's trust, quietly multiplied into 9 figures, had already bought the 40-story tower on Madison, the servers, the corner office with the Central Park view. I stayed the silent partner, the supportive wife. Fool. That morning, I'd made his blueberry pancakes. Sunlight poured through floor-to-ceiling windows of our Central Park West penthouse deed in my name, his initials on the custom cabinets because romance. Morning beautiful. His arms circled my waist, new cologne clinging to his collar, same scent I'd found on his shirts for weeks. Big night tonight? I asked, ignoring the twist in my gut. Board's giving me the corner office. Maybe even chairman. There is no board, darling. Just me. His phone buzzed. Jasmine. He pocketed it fast. Office stuff. I smiled, refilled his coffee. Let him think the trophy wife was still blind. The plaza's ballroom glittered black tie, gold drapes. The Tatum Industries logo projected 30 feet wide. Employees I'd hired clapped for the man they thought built it all. Then she walked in. Jasmine Rivers, auburn hair, red dress, confidence that could bankrupt a hedge fund. 4 months on payroll, 4 months of late meetings. She locked eyes with Camden across the room. He flushed like a teenager. Dinner. Caviar, wagyu, my appetite gone. Under the table, his hand found her thigh. By dessert, I was counting exits. Then the MC took the stage. Special announcement. Camden straightened, ego radiant. Thank you. 3 years ago, I started this company with a dream, my money. And tonight, we look to the future. My incredible wife, Vicky, has been, well, let's say supportive. Polite applause, but effective immediately. I'm chairman. And our new CEO, the room erupted. Jasmine glided on stage, kissed his cheek too long. Camden and I have been working closely. The double entendre landed like a slap. I excused myself to the ladies' room, reapplied lipstick with steady hands. In the mirror, the bruise was already blooming. I smiled. Checkmate starts now. Back at the table, Camden stood, slurring. Time for honesty, guys. He yanked me up by the wrist. Vicky's been a hindrance. Beautiful, sure. But she doesn't get business. Laughter rippled. Jasmine's eyes glittered. She's dead weight. He raised his glass. To new beginnings. Then the loafer. Crack. I flew back, gasping, ribs screaming. The room went silent. He laughed. Whoops. Jasmine clapped like it was performance art. I stood, silk clinging to the sweat of pain. You're right, Camden. I'm done being in the way. I walked out on heels that clicked like a countdown. The Maybach ride home, his drunken giggles, texts to her. I stared at Central Park, blurring past, hand pressed to the fire in my side. He never noticed. Front gate, I slipped out, keyed the private code. Electronic locks engaged. Camden stumbled up the walkway. Vicky, open up. I slammed the oak door. Deadbolt. Through the ring camera, his face, red, confused. It's my house too. Actually, darling, the deed says Vicky Phoenix, sole owner. I poured wine, sat in the dark living room, his fists on the gate, his screams echoing off limestone. I dialed Giselle Mills' grandmother's attorney, mine now. Freeze every account in Camden Tatum's name. Personal, business, everything. How soon? 30 minutes. Next call, security. Change every lock. Reset codes. Third, Margaret Stone, PI. Courier, the Jasmine file to the penthouse. 7 a.m. Outside, Camden gave up. He slid into his leased BMW, engine idling. I watched as he passed out against the steering wheel, tuxedo rumpled, king of nothing. I raised my glass to the camera. Sleep well, darling. Tomorrow your empire burns. 6 a.m. I stood at the coffee maker, ribs throbbing. Margaret's courier envelope weighted thick, sealed, labeled Tatum, Rivers, eyes only. I slid it open. Hotel keycards. Amex receipts, $9,400 on lingerie, not my size. A selfie. Camden's lips on Jasmine's neck in the executive washroom. My company, my marble sink. I smiled. Fuel. Giselle texted, freeze complete, all accounts locked. IRS form 8,300 filed. I typed back, phase 2, send the board packet. 7:15 a.m. I slid into the Maybach. The car purred south on 5th, past Tiffany's, past the plaza, where my blood still stained the marble. 8:03 a.m. Tatum Tower. 40 stories on Madison, private elevator to 40. Staff whispered in clusters. Heard the CEOs locked out. Security changed the badges at 5 a.m. I walked to the glass-walled conference room. Rachel Xander waited Navy suit, iPad, zero nonsense. Paperwork's ready. Interim CEO appointment. Your signature. I signed with the Mont Blanc Camden gave me for our anniversary. Poetic. 8:27 a.m. His executives filed and faces pale, ties askew. I slid photos across the table. Camden and Jasmine in the back of a town car. Camden and Jasmine on the corporate Amex at Per Se. Camden and Jasmine in the Hamptons. One picked up a receipt, $47,000 Patek Philippe, for my future CEO, $200K in personal charges, I said. Embezzlement. IRS lien hits at 9. One voice cracked. We didn't know. I know. That's why you still have jobs. Rachel stood. Gentlemen, your new boss. Effective now. 9:02 a.m. My phone buzzed. Camden, 2 missed calls. I answered on speaker. Vicky, my cards are dead. The gate won't open. What the fuck? Good morning, darling. Sleep well in the Beamer? Fingers the feaker. One my D. The fucking that one fire teen R-tune you. Open the gate. Actually, the deed says Vicky Phoenix. Sole owner. Silence. Then, I'm coming to the office. Security has your photo. Your persona non grata. 9:17 a.m. lobby feed. Camden burst through the revolving doors. Tuxedo wrinkled. Hair wild. Security blocked him. Sir, you're not on the list. It's my company. 2 guards took an arm each. Camden thrashed. I'll sue everyone. I watched from the 40th floor, sipping espresso. Want me to call NYPD? Rachel asked. Let him scream. He made it to the elevator bank, pounded the call button, badge denied. He pulled out his phone, declined. Again, declined. He hurled it at the marble-cracked screen, landfill. Guards lifted him under the arms, out the revolving door, onto Madison Avenue. 10:05 a.m. conference room. Rachel projected the new org chart. CEO, Rachel Xander. Chairman, Vicky Phoenix. Camden Tatum. Redacted. Noon. I stood at the floor-to-ceiling window. Central Park glittered below. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. This isn't over. You'll regret this. C. I blocked it, then changed my name on the directory. VPHO Enix. Chairman. No more Tatum. 1:07 p.m. Rachel knocked. Jasmine's in the lobby, screaming about her promotion. I smiled. Sent her up. Alone. The elevator doors opened. Red dress, smeared mascara, fury. You can't do this. Already did. I'll sue. Your offer letter? Signed by Camden. He had no authority. She lunged. Rachel stepped between us. Security. 2 guards. Escorted out. Her screams echoed. He promised me. 2:30 p.m. I signed the rebranding docs. Tatum Industries Phoenix Enterprises. Effective midnight. Rachel toasted with San Pellegrino. To new beginnings. I raised my glass. To ashes. 3:15 p.m. NYPD cruiser pulled up. Camden in the back, hands cuffed. Head down. Officer met me on the porch. Ma'am, serving the restraining order. Camden looked up through the window, eyes bloodshot. I showed the bruised purple bloom under silk. You're within your rights. Camden's voice cracked through the glass. Vicky, please. The cruiser pulled away. Gate closed. Silence. That evening, Jasmine's mother, Barbara, appeared at my door. Elegant, eyes like winter steel. Mrs. Phoenix, I believe we have mutual interests. I poured wine. Call me Vicky. N. King. She opened a folio, USB drive, photos. Jasmine's greatest hits, she said, voice flat. Jasmine and a married senator. Jasmine and a hedge fund founder. Jasmine and Camden in the corporate jet, then the video file. Plaza, kick, 4K, move, crystal clear. Camden's loafer, my body folding. Jasmine's laugh high, delighted, cruel. She posted it on a private Instagram story, Barbara said. Caption, out with the old, in with the new CEO. I paused on Jasmine's frozen laugh. Your daughter built a brand on broken ribs, Barbara nodded. I've spent 20 years cleaning up after her. I'm done. She slid another folder across. Sworn affidavits from 3 prior wives, bank records, enough for felony fraud in 4 states. I swirled the wine. Why bring this to me? Because you're the first one who didn't crumble. Use everything. Send her to Bedford Hills. I forwarded the drive to Jazeel with one line. Build the RICO case. I want federal. Then I called the DA's white-collar unit. Assistant DA Cohen. I have a predator pattern spanning 4 states. Wire fraud, conspiracy, aggravated harassment, victim impact. 300 witnesses at the plaza alone. Cohen's voice sharpened. Send it over. Grand jury by Friday. Barbara stood to leave. One more thing. She handed me a velvet box. Inside, the Patek Camden bought Jasmine. Engraved, to my future, C.T. Pawned it yesterday, Barbara said. Thought you'd want the irony. I closed the box. I'll melt it down. Jasmine appeared hours later, makeup streaked, clutching a folder. You can't do this. I have a contract. I gestured to the screen, her own Instagram story frozen on her laugh. Contract signed by a man with no authority, using embezzled funds, on camera assaulting his wife. She paled. That was private. Private to 400 strangers who paid to watch me bleed. I slid Barbara's dossier across. 4 states. 7 figures in therapy bills. 1 senator's career. You're not a mistress, Jasmine. You're a syndicate. Her hands shook. My mother gave you this? Your mother wants you in Bedford Hills. Security escorted her out. Jazeel called. Grand jury indicted. Jasmine Rivers. Wire fraud, conspiracy, aggravated harassment. Camden added as co-conspirator. Arrest warrants out by 5. I exhaled. Arrest warrants out by 5. I exhaled. Use the plaza video as Exhibit A. I walked to the balcony. The city roared below. My phone buzzed. Camden, Rikers intake. They took my shoelaces. Tell me this is a nightmare. I typed back. Nightmare's just starting. Then blocked the number. Permanently. I poured wine into a crystal flute, raised it to the skyline. To Barbara, the mother who chose justice over blood. To the wives in the dossiers, their voices finally heard. To the woman in the mirror, bruised but unbowed. Camden's empire. Gone in 6 hours. His cards, dead. His name, erased. Jasmine, indicted. Both, destroyed. I raised my glass to the night. Here's to rising from the ashes, and to the fools who lit the match.